This video will show you how to use loops to repeat blocks of code in your programs. First, we'll cover what loops are and how to use them. Then we'll look at the differences between the repeat and forever blocks. And finally, we'll end off by creating some more complex loops. Let's say that we want to make the robot drive in a 12-inch square. We can do this by making it drive forward for 12 inches, and then turn right for 90 degrees, and then drive forward for 12 inches, and then turn right for 90 degrees, drive forward, turn, drive forward, and turn. And if we run this, it works just fine. The robot traces a square like we expect, but there's a big problem here, and it's the fact that we're using the same lines of code over and over again. If I ever wanted to say change the program to maybe drive around the square twice, or even 3 times, I suddenly have to add all these blocks into my code, and it just becomes super long and really hard to work with, because maybe I want to drive around in a 24-inch square instead of a 12-inch square. Now I have to go back and painstakingly change all of these 12 inches to 24 inches. So there's got to be a better way of doing this. The answer is to use a repeat block. It lives over here in the control section, and it's got a bit of a different shape than what we're used to. It's shaped sort of like a C, and the reason why is because the repeat block will repeat whatever you put inside it for a number of times. And this is wonderful because now we can just take our one drive forward and turn, put it in the repeat block, and then say if we want to go around the square once, we can just say we drive forward and turn for 4 times. And this is wonderful because now we've gotten rid of all the duplicated lines of code, and if we want to change how big our square is, we just have to change this one number here, and if we want to change how many times it goes around, we just have to change this number here. If we don't want to repeat something for a certain number of times, and maybe we just want to run it forever, we can swap out our repeat block for a forever loop. If we put our blocks in here, now the robot just drives in a square forever instead of repeating it for a certain number of times. You can even put loops inside other loops. In this example here, I've just got a piece of code that drives the robot in a square, and then I'll add this play sound siren at the end. And if I wrap the whole thing in a forever block, now the robot will drive in squares forever, but it will only make a noise after it's finished each square. As a final recap, loops are super useful for repeating blocks of code without duplicating them over and over again. In this last example here, I've just got a piece of code that picks up cubes and puts them behind the robot, but I'm using a repeat block to do it 3 times for all the different cubes. And with that, that's just about it. If this video helped you out, don't forget to click the like button to help others find it, and feel free to subscribe so you can stay up to date with any new videos. Thank you so much for watching.